Welcome back, it's Adrona1066 with a live AOE2 cast, but only for YouTube, of Hera's Colosseum Warlords 2 edition. It's gonna be the semifinals from bracket G, and I'm gonna be casting our friend Jackow again, and this time around he's going up against ProCreed, a player that he has faced in the groups already. That was the very first match in this bracket, and Jackow was able to win 2-0 there. But since then, ProCreed has not actually lost another single game in this tournament. He's swept all the 3 remaining groups matches and then swept the first round of the playoffs. Now there is some context to be applied there that makes this achievement sound a little less, well, overwhelming or whatever. But still, he's not lost a game since his original 0-2 defeat against Jackow. Jackow, however, has in the meantime been exposed as a noob on water maps and has pretty much lost all the games there. Has also lost his last matchup in the group stage against the #1 player in the group, Hagen. But apart from that, he's still looked like the second best player in this bracket so far. Although we haven't seen him match up with ProCreed in some time. So this semifinals matchup will definitely give us a deserved matchup for the finals. A deserved, well, second place player, so to speak. And we'll dive right in. ProCreed is the #3 seed from the groups. Jackow is the #2 seed. They're playing live right now. We're just a little bit late here, but it's fine since it's a YouTube recording anyways. We'll be okay here. And I don't have great info on the drafts. I just got told a little bit what was in there, but I don't actually have the files that I could show you guys. However, we have a bit of a surprising matchup here for the first map. ProCreed selecting the Spanish for this one. He had the Berbers available as well. Chooses not to go with them, however. And with the Spanish, well, let's check them out. Remember, guys, it's a 9-villager start, so it's very fast into the action. We have him coming up with very early walls here. It looks like he might be thinking about a fast castle. Looking at these walls, just, yeah, prioritizing those palisades very early on. And also with the houses here doing a really nice job. This is extremely nice prioritization of the walling. I love the food efficiency here as well. You can see he's 100% prioritizing the hunt, and he's doing it quite efficiently too. Pretty neat so far. Has he brought in both boars? Actually, he has. Now let's talk about real quick why you might want to FC with Spanish and why you want to pick them on this map to begin with. Well, this map is a little bit closed, right? It's categorized as a semi-open land map, I believe, and that it's definitely on the more closed end of the semi-open land maps. Of course, you're forced to go out into the middle because that's where all the gold is, along the lines of this hill in the middle. But it is relatively close to could get away with a fast castle. And the Spanish are, of course, one of the most popular civs to FC with. You can see the difference in the approach here already with Jackow going up on 18 wills. ProCreed is on 21 already, still not having clicked up to the feudal age. He's definitely FCing this, and I'm pretty sure Jackow will read this correctly, and he's coming forward. Yeah, the Spanish perfect blacksmith. They have that nice little gold bonus that they received in the beginning of this year. Not 20 gold for every tech that they research, and the blacksmith tech's not actually costing any gold. Makes it so you can actually get a decent amount of gold out of your blacksmith in the early game. It'll be interesting to see whether or not he utilizes this on his way to the FC. But regardless, it's just some nice little bonus gold. As the villager is attacked here, but Loom is in, so no problem for... Oh, it's actually not in. Ooh, so that... Jackow, he should realize this. This is potentially 2 villager kills. Why is he so timid with this? Wow, he pounces on the villagers. Oh, I'm sorry. The first villager kill was actually covered by the Spanish civ overview. That was my bad. I'll quickly put up the Lithuanians one as well. So that's 1 villager kill for Jackow. Loom is now in for the Spanish. They grabbed it a bit late and they're now on the way to feudal age. Now let's see how Jackow plays. This is very clearly an FC by his opponent. And he's now been walled out, sort of. And he's only got that 1 scout, so very interesting. He's now putting up the stables, since he's been in feudal age for quite some time here already. It feels like the stable might be a little bit late, but he did a good job punishing the lack of loom with that 1 scout that he had. Lithuanians, very quickly, they are a popular civ for, well, for a lot of things. They're pretty strong in the early game with that extra food. Their scout rush is quite good. and of course, well known for their monk and relic play, so to say. They receive extra attack on the heavy cavalry for every relic that they pick up. So if Jackow is able to hold map control here for some time and then parlay that into a somewhat early castle age, maybe he can grab some relics and go from there. Would be very happy to do that with the Lithuanians. I feel like against the Spanish, he's in a fine spot. The Spanish, not too scary. Let me check real quick. Oh, okay, Spanish, they don't get crossbows, of course, but they do get helps, apparently. So at least that's there for them, and with a perfect blacksmith, that's pretty good halberdiers. We'll see. The cavalry is still going to be scary, though. Spanish monk's really nice as well, so maybe Spanish a decent matchup here in the Lithuanians. Maybe that's what ProCreed expected coming into this, and that's why he picked the Spanish. I don't know, it sounds pretty good on paper for him, so we'll see how well it's actually going to turn out. Still one scout in space. Jackow's done a nice job utilizing that, keeping it alive, annoying the opponent every now and then, but now he's not going to be able to find any more villager kills with that after Loom has been picked up. The eco here very inefficient for ProCreed, but it's fine. I don't really mind stuff like that, especially in low elo games. But it's definitely on the more wasteful end. Jackow is now also prioritized getting towards Castle Age fast, but he's still lacking that second building, and he's only got 2 on gold, so it's gonna take him actually quite some time to get up. ProCreed just now clicking up himself. Market usage there, selling 200 stone. Oh boy. He's got 7 on stone already for quite some time, so he's really beelining towards the castle in the middle here, or maybe not that far forward, we'll see. Question is, how does Jackow plan on dealing with this, right? He knows the opponent is FCing, and he should think about, okay, what is he FCing for? Clearly it's going to be a castle drop, right? That's the most obvious thing. It's Spanish, they need that castle anyways, and on this map even non-unique units sometimes go for just for an FC into castle drop just to secure the middle. So with the Spanish, you gotta wonder, okay, so if I'm Jackow, I'm trying my best to deny the castle going in the very middle. I also like it should never be allowed to go up on the main hill. If it goes out on the outer rim, that's still a bit annoying. Like if I'm Jackow, I'm making like maybe 4 scouts just to make sure the opponent can't drop the castle like right here on the rim, but instead he has to drop it at home. Now, that's still a threat because with the Conquistadors coming out in early Castle Age with Jackow trailing, that would be annoying. ProCreed mentioning in all chat how losing that will certainly was an inconvenience. But Jackow is now asking no loom. Of course there was no loom. He's FCing. Clown. Ah. Okay, that's the castle at home, and that's exactly what Jackow wants. His opponent to put it up right there, and there it comes. ProCreed, of course, not with an amazing eco here, also still lacking a house, but I guess the castle will take care of that eventually. He's now grabbing Town Watch, and he's not made a house, though. Yeah, well, he's going to be housed for quite some time. This is not a clean game here from ProCreed. Maybe instead of chatting, should have made a house here. I'm just messing. I like it when people chat. And okay, he's gonna have this castle here to protect his gold as well. It's gonna be nice, but Jackow already scouting this. Nice. He's now making more scouts. I don't like this at all. I guess he wants the scouts to be able to play for the relics or something. Okay, I think he cancelled 1 or 2 here. Because I don't know what the scouts would be for. Oh no, I think he lost 1 to the castle actually. But whatever the fact, I don't like scouts here against the conquistadors. That's yeah, no. I just gotta get 1 shot. Oh, okay. Jackow up to Castle Age himself now. He's got 5 more villagers at this point. That's pretty impressive. Now, of course, he has he doesn't have any conks. He doesn't have a castle, and he doesn't have Town Watch, for example. So it's not as bad as it sounds, so to speak, for ProCreed. But he's again idling his TC here, and so Jackow's in a pretty neat spot. He goes for the TC. Oh, I'm really not sure how I feel about this, right? Oh boy, TC goes up there. I don't know about this, mate. Thing is, Like, you're giving up the entire map. I feel like you could have contested a bit with the conch. But maybe it's a good choice because you can't contest the conchs anyways. And he's not fully walled yet? Come on. Your opponent FC, there was literally no pressure. That is really annoying. And 2 walling villagers will just be killed. Oh, that is so negligent. Comes out with the monks now. This is just super late. I hate this opening to the castle age for him. He didn't wall fully, despite having nothing to do on this way to castle age. And then he immediately made a second TC without... Okay, he made a second stable and some knights. Okay, not bad, but... Like, he knew the castle was up. He had no... And he still didn't prioritize making a monastery or an archery range or anything. Now he's gonna sacrifice a few knights here. Not sure how this trade actually goes in low numbers, 3v3. But there come more conquistadors, so I think Jackow has to turn around here. You can see if the conquistador shots land, they take a lot of HP from these monks, so from these knights. So some monks will be needed to heal the units back up. And ProCreed, he's back on stone. I like this. I think he could think about a second castle. I'd like to see him prioritize that a bit more. Of course, his eco is already extremely strained, and he's super far behind in vills, mainly due to idle time. Does he know about the second TC? He does. So he'll know his eco is in a terrible spot. Wonder what he'll do about it. Town watch now also for Jackow. He's got first monk out. I don't see it right now. Oh, yeah, it's here. It's healing the villagers instead of the knights. But yeah, you'd want to grab some relics here, ideally. ProCreed's selling some stone here. Okay, that's gonna be ages before he gets another castle. Which, I don't know, I feel like... Ooh, he goes out now. He wanted to go into the middle for some gold, apparently. Might lose a villager. Luckily, the villagers here are quite strong. But, oh, there's a... No, I was gonna say, is that a knight? No, it's just a scout. Oh, I'm not sure about this. Jackow isn't microing this fight, but he's still gonna get another villager kill. Very lucky for ProCreed that the low HP villager wasn't focused next. There's still 2 villagers down, and for a player that is now still on 25 vills, that is extremely costly. I love Jackow's spot here, but the problem is he doesn't know how good his spot is. He doesn't know that the opponent has 6 minutes of idle TC time, which is more than him, even though he has the 2 TCs. Oh, it's a TC in the middle. Interesting approach. It's super greedy. If this isn't punished, then it is the one thing that can maybe bring ProCreed back into the game, but it's also so easy to punish. Like, even some knights can just completely idle this TC. But I also anticipate Jackow might be up to imp soon, and then this will just be trapped down for free. This guy is going back. Oh, please. Oh, nice. That's good attention to ProCreed. I was gonna say, please turn him around. Don't make him walk all the way back to the base. Market's still heavily used there for ProCreed. If you look at the rest collected, already a massive advantage for Jackow. He's in an amazing spot, but the problem is he doesn't know how great his spot is. And he doesn't know the opponent really has 10 conquistadors and nothing else whatsoever. TC protects the relic here on top of the hill as well, I suppose, so that's not bad. Is that a relic up here? No, it's a zebra. Where's the 4 relics on the sides? There's one here, one down here, one right here next to the hill, and where's the 4th one? I don't know, I'm missing a relic. I don't see it right now. 1, 2, 3. The one in the middle? Where's the last remaining one? Is it somewhere in somebody's base? Walled in somewhere? No, it's not. Well, that'd be quite important to know. Oh, it's here! Well, what an awkward spot for a relic to be in. Okay, right now, all the relics are controlled by ProCreed. As long as Jackow does anything, he should be able to get quite far ahead here. Let's see. ProCreed is prioritizing the right things, though. He's now going for a monastery as well. What is Jackow going to be doing? He's not making more mites, he's making elite skirms. Fine. He's investing quite a lot into those. He's got fletching already, and I assume he's going to be picking up Botkin as well. There's the siege workshop. Now, Jackow has everything he needs to contest this. If ProCreed pushes with siege, monk, and conks, Jackow defends Jackow defends with monks, knights, and elite scrum. That's completely fine. Now he reacted quite slow to these gold miners being raided, and that is a decent amount of kills. Was like 4 villagers going down, I believe. Could raids like these definitely hurt, but it's still a 20 will lead for Jackow. The score also speaks to the same. Jackow, a lot of gold still in the bank. He's going for Sanctity now, and he might need Atonement at some point, actually. Let's see, Monk's now coming up for ProCreed as he's grabbing those 2 very close relics. That's amazing value for him. That's exactly what he needs also to bolster his eco. And those 2 side relics, if he's spotted them already, I don't know. He's spotted 1 at least. Those would be extremely easy to grab for him as well. And 4 relics, that's a lot of gold over time, quite quickly actually. Jackow investing heavily into monks and skirmishers. That is a little bit of an overreaction to just conquistadors, but I guess against the monks as well, his monks could be good if he grabs Atonement. He's now gotten Redemption. Interesting. Now he's got knights. He's got knights against the ram, whatever. So he can't really push in there, ProCreed. Maybe he takes out some front buildings. I think that would be manageable for Jackow, who already is preparing that back stable. He's got double archery range for his skirms. I don't know. I think he's... Oh no, he didn't move back his monk. Realizes in just the right time. And walks it back home. Quite a lot of damage output from that ram. But yeah, ProCreed. He's grabbed the map control. He really had nothing to back it up with. But it was fine for him. Because Jackow didn't really move out and do anything on the map. Okay, the ram is gonna survive actually as Jackow pulls back, doesn't get any conversions off. And his monk army here, his 6 monks, they've got Redemption and Sanctity. I'm not sure they have Zeal actually. Fervor, sorry. Fervor. I don't think so. Goes for some more conversions here. It's tricky though against Kongs. You really have to pay attention. Because in Castle Age the range is so small on these monks. Sometimes you just, oh, this is bad. Oh, this is so bad. That was a free conversion. Didn't even finish off the ram with it. In go the scouts here. This could be tricky for Jackow. He's got a knight right in his face. The monk micro isn't amazing. That's what I've been saying. Monks aren't great against conquistadors in Castle Age. You really have to position them right. And the scouts are creating amazing value for ProCreed as well. It's a lot of knights though for Jackow at this point. He's now finally gotten Bodkin Arrow, so his skirmishers doing something, but there's no ballistics on them. Oh boy. This is a decent trade for ProCreed actually, despite losing a lot. And the thing is, ProCreed he doesn't have the eco to back this up, right? He has 30 less will, so even though the resources I think he traded was really good for him, he killed so many knights there. The resources are more valuable to ProCreed than they are to Jackow. So overall, I still think Jackow is okay with this trade. Now you can really see how inefficient his army comp is, I believe, because he spent so much. He made 2 archery ranges. He researched all the way to Bodkin, which wasn't even in for the main duration of this fight. He's got no armor upgrades, okay, but he's got elite skirm research as well. And he made 10 skirms by now. And they are still so inefficient because they don't even have ballistics. So 1 range, 10 skirmishers, elite skirm, ballistics, and fletching would have been much more efficient, I believe, than 2 range skirms with Bodkin. So instead of 1 range and Bodkin, I would have liked to see University and ballistics. But well, there's the second castle for ProCreed, and it's quite far forward. Yeah, I don't know about this. We'll see. We'll see how Jackow will play into this. It'll definitely move him off of his forward gold, and that is his last gold for now. So that could be annoying, but he needs to force a fight here, I believe. Like, if he takes out the Conquistadors, they are extremely difficult to replace. Still only 2 relics for ProCreed, so doesn't have that insane gold income. But if he takes out the army from ProCreed, he should be able to take gold from the ring. That should be possible. He's not really going to get back onto this gold, sadly, but apart from that, the ring should be accessible if he takes out the army. Now, I'm not sure he's going to be able to do that. He's trying to convert the mangonel here. ProCreed realizes he's not going to lose that. That again could have been done a bit more clever, because now he just knows that you have redemption. He's gonna kill the monk regardless. This poor monk usage here really is. Gold minus being killed. The gathering point from this TC might still be on the gold, so that would be pretty painful. He's got double the villages here, Jackow has, but he has 0 map control. And it took ProCreed ages to establish some armies, some monks, the TC in the middle, the castle. But Jackow just assumed that his opponent had the map control, or he had something to back up his map control. Instead of pushing a little bit, squeezing a bit, see what the opponent actually has, he just stayed at home the entire time, just assuming that because the opponent had the FC, he was gonna be stronger in controlling the map. And he could have exploited the kind of the weaknesses or the misexecution of ProCreed's build really hard there in Castle Age, I believe. Now he's in a tricky spot, and you can see his eco is extremely vulnerable too. The Kong's riding around to raid. Jackow still not forcing a big fight though, and he's not even making any more monks on his single monastery. The Conquistador's diving in now. ProCreed? What? Hello? ProCreed? Well, that could have gone way worse for him than it actually did. Like, he lost, what, 3 Conquistadors? 4? He could have lost a ton there. Sadly for Jackow, he doesn't have a lot of monks there, and he didn't have a ton of skirms. Still, his skirms did decent damage, but no ballistics there is the main issue, I believe. He's now playing with that converted mangonel, but shot didn't land, I believe. And the skirmishes here, the few scouts that ProCreed has, they are already quite annoying against these skirms. But Jackow out onto the map. What's going on here? Oh, what's going on here? He's donating over 1 million knights. Oh, wow. This could be horrible for Jackow. He's losing all the knights there. Oh, I was asking for him to go out on the map and do something with them, but like, this is the worst possible way to use them. He just literally ran forward into the dark and got converted, a bunch of them. Didn't even kill any of the monks. Oh, that was horrible. That was horrible, and he doesn't have any more gold. He's now using the market for any gold. Oh. That must have been a misclick. He just sold all the food and wood he had for gold. That must have been a misclick. Well, that's awkward. And he's got 1600 stone as well. I was thinking maybe he just takes it to Castle Age now, to Imp. Puts up a castle because he's got this stone, and then he could just, go to Imp. His opponent can't. He doesn't have the eco. But now he sold all of his stuff. Well, he's gonna get the rest back. And with Imp, he can trap away this castle, then gets back onto gold slowly. That's what I was thinking. But that took him ages. I hate the decision making here from him in this game. He invested a ton into stuff that he didn't use, and then he could have done this at any time, by the way. He could have at any time decided to just drop this castle. He almost had the stone already when ProCreed dropped his castle there. He could have done this at any point in time, and just sold a little bit of stuff to get up to Imp, because he didn't use his army anyways, right? So he didn't need that much army. Could have just continued making some more monks and skirms. Didn't necessarily have to make as many knights. Again, especially if he wasn't really gonna fight with him. Free pick here on the mule monk. What's its name? The something with M. I don't even remember what they're called. But yeah. Finally castle is up and the way to Imp is in. And finally ballistics. Now this solves all of his problems. This solves actually all of his problems, because now the Kongs they can't go within range of the skirmishes. So this is exactly what he needs. It took him ages, but fine. He's got there in the end, and he now is dropping another castle here. He's now gonna get back onto gold. I don't even think he needs a TC there, but Imp is not an option for ProCreed, and so I think he's gonna lose. I still think he's gonna lose with all the damage that he's done, with all the villagers that he's killed, almost 30 at this point, all the map control that he had, and the long time that Jackow wasn't able to get onto gold. I still think he's gonna lose, because like what does he have? Like in Imp, Jackow, all of his problems are solved. If he has imp monks, the conks are horrible against that. And if he has traps, like ProCreed has nothing that can deal with traps. The rams are his best tool, and even they, like if they have to drive a trap, they just get easily picked by the knights. That being said, though, Jackow isn't really responding to this. He's just chilling there. What is the name of those now? It says monk here. Are you kidding me? It's not a monk. What is the name? Ah! Gets a conversion, actually. It's something with M, though, I'm pretty sure. Missionary. That's it. It's a missionary. Interesting, though, that even Capture Age doesn't know the correct name of the thing. There he goes. Imp is in. Doesn't really have res right now. He's gonna lose this castle. Like, this is so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. Like, exactly. He can just go in and kill the traps. Or kill the rams. Are we gonna repair it, maybe? We have 1200 stone? Repair it against the castle fire? Well, it's such a close call. Man, the gameplay is so unclean from both sides here. I gotta say, I just have to flame it at this point. It's fine. They know I'm not trying to be personal with it. Okay, good raid there, but Jackow reacts fast for once, and that's the GG from ProCreed. He knows he has no more outs from here. I love this, by the way. I respect this so much. This is the exact right time to GG in this game. You see the opponent's imp. You have no more outs. This is just what I want to see from players. I respect it, and I have no issues with players playing on for longer or even until the last possible moment where they think they can win. That's fine. But this is personally what I think you should do. Like, you think in your head, is there a realistic option that gets me back into this game? Do I have an out, basically? And there's just none here. Like, he's just trapping all of your stuff away. He already has double the villagers. Like, there is no... You don't have a unit to get to that solves your problem or whatever. You just can't do anything against that. You're just relying on the opponent playing like shit, and that's not a win condition I personally wanna strive for. So I love seeing this. This is cool. Okay, yeah, I'll just do game 2 right after. Since this is a recording for YouTube, I can just cut out the waiting time in between, and then we'll see each other for game 2. There we are in game 2 of the series. ProCreed now electing to go with Migration, which is the infamous weakness, the Achilles heel of Jackow's gameplay so far in this tournament. So it's not a surprise that he would choose to go for this map. It's going to be the Sicilians here, which is something I suspected, although ProCreed also had the Italians, I believe, to choose from, so it wasn't quite clear. Jackow on the other side going with Malay. So it's Sicilians against Malay here. ProCreed has to win this. It's a best of 3. He's down 1-0 after the first game. And he's now on his home map, where we expect him to be much more solid. We've seen Jackow play 3 water maps in this tournament, Migration twice, and then Northern Isles once, and he hasn't looked clean or even, well, just competent on water maps on any of them. So I'd strongly favor ProCreed here. Why is he going with the Sicilians then over the Italians? Well, it's hard to say. Sicilians, they have some distinct advantage. They have that extra starting stone and they can build dungeons. So maybe that's something he wants to go for here. Also, they have better farming, which I guess is decent. I like to go for farming civs on water maps because I tend to lose water. And so the farms can, you know, they can help out. And I guess you also have the team bonus that could help, right? Cheaper transport ships with extra line of sight. I'm not sure how much that actually affects anything, but yeah, I mean, I guess it is a naval bonus of some sort. But Sicilian's not the most common civ for this map. We'll see how ProCreed decides to play them. Jackow on the other side with the Malay, which I don't believe we've seen him play in this tourney before. Now that is a naval civ, as it says right there. That is the a perfect civ for this map. It is amazing on all the water maps, especially water maps where you have a lot of early fighting. especially water maps where the opponent is near and you can really exploit that faster feudal age time that you have, so you can, win the water fight. On this map, there's a lot more distance between the players, so it's hard to just jump on the enemy immediately. But still, you're always going to be up to the next stage before the enemy, and you'll be able to make some warships before the opponent can. So that's the idea. Usually with melee on water maps, we'll see how Jackow plays them. If he goes for an FC with the melee, which you can definitely do, right? You can go for an FC type of approach where you're in Castle Age by the time the opponent is in Feudal Age. Of course, it's not quite that crazy, but the FC is obviously extremely fast if he goes for it. It is a 19 will click up for Jackow, which I would interpret as not being FCable whatsoever. So probably just gonna play standard Feudal Age here. We'll see how clean his transition is. He's going for the mill now, which I'm not sure. I don't think is standard. I would assume maybe you'd usually go for gold now. He still hasn't pushed his last deer as well, which is quite surprising. Okay, well, let's check it out. Melee here, the more classic, typical water sieve, but we'll see if Jackow can play them as such. And alright, well, he's coming out with the transport ship now. Maybe he wants to get some forward docks out. ProCreed also in the middle already, however. He's got the lumber camp established over there, and he's coming over with his scout now. Okay. Well, it's cheaper transport ships for him, as we know. So maybe that's the angle here. Transport strats. Jackow's transport is also going to come out here in a second. Let's see how good is that line of sight actually on a transport. Well, it's decent. What was it? +3, +5? What did it say there? +5 it said. I read +5 and I thought that sounds insane. That sounds like crazy. But just looking at the line of sight now, it doesn't look as sick, right? It just looks like maybe a Castle Age scout, which is great, right? Castle Age scout has pretty good scouting, but yeah, I expected it to be more insane, honestly. And there's a Jackow, comes with 4 wheels and the scout, the standard landing. He's gonna go forward for a forward dock, I assume. Now, is ProCreed gonna be able to do anything about that? We'll see. There's no navy yet from Jackow whatsoever. He's not on gold yet. This looks super bad again. It's super late to go. Yeah, I don't mean to flame, because obviously it looks similar if I was doing something like this. And ooh, what is this? Did he see this coming? No way. Oh, I can't rewind, sadly. But what the hell? I don't think he scouted this, honestly. I really don't think so. I think this is complete coincidence. But he's coming with a defensive dungeon here to protect his wood and gold, I assume. That's what that must be. And Jackow makes this guy the dock right there. How funny is this? He now sees this and it's like, oh fuck, I've been found out. Forward dock is there, but the opponent already, like, it is single dock for ProCreed. He doesn't seem too keen on playing water either. Neither player has made any navy. What is this? He's now going to do dungeons in the middle and try to, I guess, push Jackow off the middle before he even gets a foothold on there. Which, I don't know, there's a lot of gold here on the side, so I think, like, technically, like, ideally, you always have to play water on a map like this. Because there's not gold on the main islands to build up a navy for and stay on water for long enough that you're able to force your way back onto the mainland, usually. But we'll see. I mean, sergeants are extremely oppressive. ProCreed is also quite close to being able to click up. He lacks both buildings of the feudal age, though. So I'm not sure we'll actually see a click up all that soon. 4 fishing ships, Jackow adding another one. Neither side has made a single warship yet. Well, there it is, the first one. Fire galley, it's not that active yet, but I'm sure it will attack soon. After figuring out how it feels about the dungeon there, right next to the dock. It is funny. Oh boy. Again, market usage there for ProCreed. He's still lacking that second building, and finally Jackow attacks there. He's going to set up shop up north with 2 buildings and click up to Castle Age. He's going to be up faster than the opponent, which is going to be big. And honestly, this is by far the best situation Jackow has been in on any of these water maps all tournament long. Finally, second building is there for ProCreed, so he's also clicking up at the same time pretty much. That means Jackow has got a 1 minute advantage because of the Civ bonuses. Give me just a second there. Alright, well, it's a relatively quiet start. I wonder if we're going to see a landing here from ProCreed, because that could do some damage. Well, that could do a lot of damage. It is interesting because it's quite similar to a strat that Jackow tried to do himself on migration. I'm not sure if it was on migration, but he tried to land and do something with Korean towers, I believe. Now, ProCreed could do the same thing with dungeons. We'll see how he'll play it. Jackow is up. He's not even going to get War Galley, I believe, because there's just no contest on the water whatsoever. He's set up a bunch of docks here, so maybe he's going to rely heavily on fishing. And there's a TC in the middle. That's big. If this goes up, that is amazing for Jackow, because I believe he's going to get pressured at home pretty soon. ProCreed is waiting for his upgrades, mainly Castle Age, to come in. Yeah, and then he's going to go over. That's really nicely timed. How can Jackow respond to that? Well, he's got free armor upgrade for his infantry, so he could go toe-to-toe with the sergeants with infantry and would be okay. Yeah, but he needs to research a bunch of stuff for that, right? Supplies and longswords, and he should be good. But yeah, there's going to be a dungeon. I don't think Jackow's got... Oh, does he see this? It says here he sees this. Oh, there's the one tile from the... I don't even know from what, from the mill, I suppose, but this is not the way vision is supposed to work, by the way. That is just a scam. ProCreed is going to get the dungeon up, though, because I don't think Jackow's paying attention right here at the moment. And still, water is completely under his control. He's got the TC in the middle, it's currently idle. But he's now going to have to deal with dungeon fuckery. He's got 600 stone already, so he could drop a castle extremely soon. Maybe that is something that could help him stabilize at home, just dropping it right here, behind the mill. It looks like that's exactly what he's trying to do here. He's got the stone now. There it is. I like the play. I don't like the placement. This is... yeah, we'll see. Okay, the sergeants are going in to try and deny it now. And this is not... Oh, boy. Why is it so far? Like I said, behind the mill, like a little bit further back so the TC actually protects you would have been nice, you know? Oh, TC is full, and the sergeants are so tanky. Oh boy, he's losing everything here. This is game. This is game. Oh boy. Well, it's not actually game, but it might prompt him to GG. This isn't actually bad for Jackow, but... Well, it is bad. Of course it's bad. I don't even think it's a horrible trade, though. We'll see how long he'll play on. This would make me GG. But, yeah. Let's see. He's doing a good job garrisoning some of them, and then... But, yeah, it's just not gonna go up. This is like... Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, it's GG now. It is GG now. I don't think this can stabilize. Oh, can it? Let's see. I'm still not sure. Because the thing is, the sergeants, they're of very little value from now on. Right? Okay, he can deny a bit there, but all of this eastern space is going to get freed up again. So he's going to get back onto that gold and whatnot. He's off of stone now, but he's got all the middle for himself. There's definitely dungeons needed here in the middle. And the eco is still a bit better for Jackow, especially with the fishing ships. So there's actually a lot of eco space for Jackow that is not harassable. Now, he lost 1 million villages here for absolutely no reason. This is so smart. This dungeon is really, really smart. Like, reading this situation as this is the only gold that Jackow can take right now on his mainland is a really good read. And the sergeant, they can just dive anything. Like they don't mind walking through the TC here. Jackow realizes this now. That is a good read on his part. But yeah, the dungeons are just gonna go up. Yeah, this looks hard for Jackow. I wonder how long he's gonna be able to hold on, because this has to feel completely, well, smothering. Oh boy. Yeah, he's surrounded on all sides. The castle just destroyed a single dungeon and that was it. Well, it sucks, doesn't it? And Jackow, I believe, was hoping to get to Imp and maybe with traps take out the dungeons, but even that wasn't gonna work. The sergeants could just easily dive the traps. And so, I don't know, he's got 1200 food, because his fishing economy, of course, is untouched. And with food, I guess the best thing he can make is villagers, so he's gonna drop more TCs and just keep on making vills, which doesn't sound bad, but he's basically lost his main land. That's gonna be an issue. Even the docks are now, of course, under threat, and he still hasn't made military, right? What is he making here? War galley, that's it? Really? Navy? Is that gonna be his answer to sergeants? Navy? Not sure how to feel about this, right? He needed anything. He needed anything. I don't know. Maybe even monks. Maybe even monks could have worked. Longswords definitely could have worked. Crossbow might have even worked if he went for it early enough. And now he's trying to go over here, but he realizes, oh, there's a dungeon there already as well. Fuck me. Well, okay. Where to go with all these villages? What can they work? Remarkable that he's not GGing. Like, I would be way too frustrated to keep on playing this. But he's still looking. Oh, is he just gonna transport over? It appears that's his plan. Completely surrounded the main island there of ProCreed, but ProCreed doesn't mind that too much because he's already in the middle. So even if he's not able to get out with more wills from there, it's fine. He's already gone. Okay, siege workshop now. Jackow wanting to transport a few guys out of there, but it's getting picked off. 30C into the middle, okay. Well, his villager numbers are going to be great in comparison to ProCreed's. They're not really right now, but he should be getting an immense lead there, just because, like, ProCreed, okay, he has 2 TCs, but he doesn't have the food eco, really, to produce out of 2 consistently. And then he's packing up his sergeants again, interestingly. He's got that thing here, that siege workshop. Like, with a lot of rams, he could definitely take out the castle and the TC. Just 1 or 2 are not going to be enough, likely, because Jackow's probably got enough villagers to take out a single ram or 2. But if there's a bunch of them, the sergeants can just... Actually, 2 might already be enough. If the sergeants hop inside the villagers, maybe not enough to take out the rams. And he's now going forward again, ProCreed, to drop more dungeons, this time in the middle. And this is the critical point of the game. This is really where Jackow could lose, well, everything. And he still hasn't made anything that can deny these dungeons from going up. So, I don't know. I don't know how you're supposed to play this. But I'm pretty sure that would be the angle. To deny them from going up by facing them with facing the sergeants with an army. First military building is gonna come out now, the barracks there for Jackow. And he's got super little on gold, and it's a castle actually for ProCreed, not even more dungeons. Interesting. Jackow has enough stone for another castle himself here, well, almost. He's not reacting here. That is pretty bad. If he dropped the stone there, maybe he could afford a counter castle. Oh boy, he's gonna lose all these vills, isn't he? He's gotta be distracted somewhere, but I don't see where he's working right now, actually. Is he AFK? Oh, there he is. There's the counter castle. Again, horrible placement. Like, what are we doing? Are we playing without range indicators? Seriously, what is this? Okay, at least the houses are sort of salvaging it this time around. But, oh, this is so ugly. the castle positions. Ouch. Okay, well, this castle at least is going to be dealt with at some point, but it's idling a lot of eco there for Jackow, and a lot of wills were picked up in the process as well. And the siege workshop there too. Oh yeah, this castle is definitely going to be pushed down. As I said, 2 rams with sergeants and is probably not stoppable for Jackow, who's now attacking into infantry. And as I said, the free armor upgrades there makes it extremely cost efficient to go into infantry. But it's not really. Well, he hadn't thought about that before, apparently. And I guess where I criticized him in the previous game for reacting way too much to the army that his opponent sent, and investing way too much into army as a response. I feel like here it's the opposite. He has reacted way too late. Okay, castle goes down there on his mainland. That is basically him giving up everything here. Now comes out of the TC. But yeah, his main island is gone now, so the middle land, the main continent, that is now all he's got. Supplies and longswords are in. Is he doing all of this from like 2 barracks? Yeah, he is. Okay. He's got just 2 barracks, so it's going to take him a bit to get up an army. But he's got the irrelevant upgrades now. He can start pumping out these longswords. Where's he on gold? He's got this 1 gold, but he's got more than 1. This one down here. Okay, so he's got enough on gold on food. He's going imp, actually. I was going to say, I'm expecting him to start spamming infantry now, but no, he's going imp first. I mean, maybe there's a way back in here. He's got amazing eco lead. He's gotta love the score. If he's looking at it. Well, he's given over a lot of free rest to his opponent here. There's still 1,500 stone, 6,000 gold on this island that now ProCreed is able to pick up if he sends some villagers over there. Just 5. Make a TC there if you can, but even if not, it would be good choice, I believe, for ProCreed. That's some free rest that Jackow won't be able to contest. And what is the plan now? What is the plan, Imp? What are we gonna see? Is it just gonna be some longswords? Yeah, there's the longswords and then some traps alongside. Only rams for ProCreed. That's a lot invested into rams, and they won't be doing anything in Imp. So I'm liking Jackow's position again, actually. He's the only one that can defeat ProCreed, apparently, because, again, ProCreed hasn't lost a single game in this tournament, apart from Jackow, and he's lost every single map that they've played so far. But it's still his home map here. He's still the Sicilians. He's got 0 res, and his opponent is an imp, though. So how does he maneuver this? He's got a horrible army to face an enemy that is an imp. Although Castle Age Sergeants are pretty strong, so at least they're not bad technically. I wonder if there's Cannon Galleon for melee. I'm not actually familiar with any Cannon Galleon civs, because I never make that unit in my life. I'll check it real quick, though. I'll check it real quick. There is. Who knew? There's elite cannon galleons for the melee. Well, that would be amazing if Jackow was able to get to it. Because that would like take out all the dungeons as well, right? Could take him from the water. And as I said, ProCreed has just completely ignored the water in this one. Trev is out. And Jackow starting to work away at the castle series. Also, I love this. Nice. That's what I want to see. Infantry play. Plate mail armor. He's got this in the bag, doesn't he? It really looks like it to me, honestly. ProCreed is not going to recover any econ numbers. He doesn't have an army, and he's not going to get to imp. This is over. Jackow winning his first ever water map. Not clean at all, but his opponent elected to go for a game plan that was very high, that indicates very high on the annoyance meter, and thus is quite effective to win games with, but not that high on the actual value meter, I feel. He's gonna take out this castle there, ProCreed, but he's going to lose his own castle as well, and that is again a positive trade for Jackow. And well, there's a lot of sergeants here, so it's a decent chance ProCreed takes all of this here. But he's lost all of his stuff in the south. And once Jackow sends over just a few longswordsmen, or two-handers at this point, he should clean this up, and that's game. I can't believe he's actually won a water map. Well, the water wasn't contested, and so maybe he was a bit more comfortable. He made a lot of good choices here towards well, his best choice was not GGing, honestly. Like, he just held on, realized that he had that all of that eco advantage on water and in the middle, and he was able to well, it took ProCreed long enough before he threatened the middle that allowed Jackow to get towards the castle, get towards Imperial Age, and finally make military. Although it took him long, he got there. And from here on out, I really don't see how he would lose. He's not really taken back his mainland yet, but ProCreed's also not farming there, so it's not a problem. And I'm just trying to see what ProCreed has left, but it's basically nothing at all. And he's just holding on here because, of course, this is his home map. This is the last game he's going to be playing in this tournament. So, of course, you want to try. But it's just not realistic here. Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm positively shocked. I can say that much. And this is by the way, this has been the series that I've hated the most, that I've been flaming the players the most. And of course, it's all meant as constructive feedback from a guy who definitely doesn't know any better himself. But it's funny because Jackow is going to win both games with me constantly harassing him on the decision making. But it's fine. He did great. And so he's going to keep his perfect record against ProCreed up, apparently. And he's going to be in the finals. In this first tournament, he's going to make it all the way there. And it's going to be a rematch with Hagen, who beat him in the group stage. Or a rematch with Ace Leviathan, I guess, who came fourth in the group stage. Maybe he has a chance against Hagen in the other semis. But again, Hagen hasn't lost a series so far. He's lost a bunch of maps, though. He's lost a map in I believe, in 4 of the 5 series that he's played so far. So he's definitely beatable on maps. He just hasn't lost a series yet. So I wonder if there is an angle there. Okay, well, Jackow is slowly cleaning up everything. And I assume that we're going to see the GG somewhat soon, because like ProCreed can't see a win condition here anymore. There it is. There it is. He calls it. It was fun indeed, and I respect this a lot from ProCreed, the strategy that he came with here. I love to see the unorthodox moves, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, not playing water. He's definitely an inspiration to me for this, but it wasn't enough for him. So it's the finals for Jackow. Congrats there, 2-0 in the semis. And again, he's going to be facing his nemesis Hagen, or he's going to face Ace Leviathan again for the championship. And I'm looking forward to that. Next week, I'll probably be casting that live. We'll see how it works out with my schedule. But that's it for now. Congrats to Jackow as always, and GG's to ProCreed as well. He's had an amazing run apart from his series against Jackow, of course. Unbeaten against anybody else, so maybe sad for him to go out like this. Would have probably preferred to play another player just to see if it's just a matchup thing or whatever. But yeah, it was fun, and I'll be seeing you guys next week, I suppose.